Two events coming up for the Red Cross, actually three. One that raises money for local programs and one that could save your life.
And here to talk about both are all three. The executive director of the Lehigh Valley Bucks County chapter, Peter Brown. Thanks for joining us, sir.
Good morning. Great to be here as always.
And you're wearing red.
I am always wearing red.
Yeah.
My closet is like the red zone.
Right? So one of the first things you have coming up is in April, cabaret and cuisine. Our own Will Lewis usually goes to that event, so he'll be there this year as well. It's a fun event. You always have a theme.
Right. So our theme this year, we started in the 2015 with the 1950s, and we've carried forward. So this year, it's the 1990s. So we do some research. So we found that one of the big changes culturally was when Pixar and Toy Story was first out. So we've used a lot of that in the theming, but there's also all the 90s icons, Britney Spears, MC Hammer, yes. So you'll see him around the space. We have a dance instructor who's going to be leading 1990s dances on the floor. So bust out your Macarena. I've heard things like the Cabbage Patch, the Sprinkler. I'm sure if you were dancing in those areas, those things all mean a lot to you, but it should be a tremendous evening.
Yeah.
And that's the 12th of April. It's at the Olympus headquarters in Center Valley. Tickets are still available, $75 individual tickets. You can get a table of 8 for $500. And this is one of your biggest fundraisers of the year.
Right, so this is our signature event for the Lehigh Valley. It really does two things for us. Obviously, it raises a significant amount of money, and I'm going to be able to talk with you in a minute about one of the ways that we use that funding. But it's really also about bringing the Red Cross family together, the companies and volunteers and people in the community who are supporting us, who like what we do, and want to be a part of it. Plus, it's the best dance party you're ever going to go to, and the food is amazing. So it's a win-win. So for me, it's two of my favorite things in April, a great party and then some great community service.
Nice. And one of the programs that it helps fund would be the Sound the Alarm program that you have, which is a national program, but you do a lot locally with that.
Correct. So this started for the Red Cross about 5 years ago. And most people think of the Red Cross, they think of hurricanes, they think of home fires, and that we're there after something terrible happens. And we still will do that, and that will always be our core mission. But we really started to look at how can we make these events less difficult for the families that are involved. So the goal of the program is to reduce deaths and injuries from home fires by 25%. We do that by partnering with local fire companies and go out door to door canvassing high-risk areas with Red Cross volunteers to do in-home fire safety training, check existing smoke alarms, and then we install 10-year lithium battery smoke alarms. One of the dangers with the regular smoke alarms is that we have had multiple experiences where children have taken the batteries out to use it for something else. The home has a fire, the smoke alarm doesn't work. You have 2 minutes or less to get out of your home after a fire. We want to make sure that as many homes in the Lehigh Valley are as safe as quickly as we can.
You know, and I mean, Karen and I have both been reporting here for years, and I can't tell you how many times we've come upon a fire, and it's the smoke that actually caused the death because there was not a smoke alarm in the house. That happens time and time again. So real-world application.
Real-world application. We have a huge event coming up on April 27th in Allentown with the West End Fire Company. You can go to soundthealarm.org. It'll prompt you if you want to volunteer, and it'll give you a list of Red Cross events all over eastern Pennsylvania. It takes less than 5 minutes to register. We want to get 200 volunteers out on the streets. Our goal for the day is to install minimum 300 smoke alarms, and this is going to be in an area where they're really, really important.
And you have one more May 11th in the Bethlehem area, and so easy to be a volunteer because this only takes a couple minutes to install.
Right. So we do all the training day of the event. You don't have to do anything in advance other than sign up. We train you in the morning. Somebody will be the installer, and then we do the fire safety training in home. This is a blow-up of one of the things that we use, which is just basic fire safety tips. And what we find is that a lot of people just don't think about some of the things that can easily cause a fire. You know, you're having a big family party, so you plug 3 crock pots into an extension cord.
Don't do that.
Really bad idea.
All right, well, Peter Brown, Executive Director of the American Red Cross, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you. It was a pleasure to be here as always.
We'll be back.